Hello there everyone, Nita Rose here and welcome to my channel. This is the review video of Rave Master Volume 30. Starting out with the chapter 245 titled The True Nature of the Dark Beings. And we're gonna end it with chapter 253, Race to the Future. Shuda came down and wants to know the location of the last Shadow Stone. He also wants to tell Seaheart something about the Shadow Stone but doesn't want to say it in front of Lucia. Shuda told Seaheart to take the stone and leave as there's gonna be consequences if all the Shadow Stone assembled. Lucia drops all the stones in front of him, showing his claim. Shuda is about to attack, but his Shadow Stone gets broken. Compared to the stones that Lucia possessed, which is the Mother Stone, Shuda's stone is no match. The four Mother Stones started to glow as if they're calling for the last one, as it turns out to be inside Seaheart's body. All five stones are now assembled as they call upon Endless, but in a darker color. It turns out that this is Endless's true form after restoring itself from the stones. Now Haru and the others just learned the true form of Endless, and its sole purpose is to destroy the dimension. So according to the old flower man, it's time to awaken Ellie's memories. This is the first time the Guardians heard about her amnesia, and she can't remember anything beyond 2 years. The old flower man told Ellie to return to Raisha's grave in Syphonia where she'll remember everything. She is hyped up and ready as the others will assist her. Later that night, Haru couldn't sleep and he started to notice Ellie outside the window and decided to follow her. Here we see her by the waterfall and Haru's right behind her. They have a heart-to-heart conversation. Ellie feels that things are going to work out in the end, and Haru agrees with her. However, she starts to feel scared of getting her memories back because she's afraid that she was somebody that she doesn't appreciate. But she's also afraid that she might forget Haru and the others. But if that ever happens, Haru will help her remember and take her to places where they've been together. Ellie was grateful to him, as always. But she was still upset that she might lose him while crying on his shoulder. Haru hugged her, but then they both fell into the lake and they both just laughed it off. Ellie wants to chat with him a little longer and they end up talking until morning. Everybody noticed they are missing and search everywhere for them. Led is the only one that's not worried since he saw them walk together earlier. We see the two lean against a tree with their hands intertwined. Haru and the crew are ready to head out as they see the ship that's going to take them. The king uses levitation powers to help the crew board the ship faster. Impatient much, are we? They noticed that Seaheart was injured after the king told him that Lucia's got the last Shadow Stone. Now the crew are more eager to get to Syphonia as quickly as possible. But then they are attacked by an old man on a broom. The magic users know who he is and are not strong enough to fight him. They decide to get away from him as all magic users on the ship besides Ellie use their magic into a spell and transport them away, which makes a quick trip to Syphonia, but to their surprise, the old man on the broom managed to beat them to it. The old man started attacking them with powerful spells one after the other. He sends a giant tidal wave towards them, but the ship takes no damage as it's protected by a magic barrier. But the barrier has its limits as the old man keeps attacking them, and at this rate, he's going to end up destroying Raisha's grave. So the magic users along with Musica and the crew members are willing to hold back the old man while Haru and Ellie get to the grave. Haru and Ellie hesitate at first, but then they know that their friends can handle themselves, and so they headed towards the exit of the ship. Haru is willing to jump for it, but Ellie started to get those headaches again as she did the last time she was there. The memory fragments started to come back to her, causing her to blank out and fall. Haru fell after her, but suddenly they both got caught by Seaheart and they landed safely on the ground. Seaheart couldn't fight with the others due to his condition, and so he decided to join Ellie and Haru in search for Ellie's memories. They made their way towards the grave and see that the skeleton is there once again, but Haru noticed that Raisha's grave is nowhere to be seen. Ellie remembers that there used to be a forest around the skeleton along with the grave. Haru tries to get some answers from the dead skeleton even though it can't talk, but Ellie starts to get that splitting headache again and sees an image of Raisha walking towards her own grave, and Ellie was following her footsteps. She says that the grave is where she's standing right now and asks for the Rave Stone from Haru. Ellie made the stones glow as swarms of magic power surrounded them, and then she saw Raisha in chains, telling her to wake her. The magic got stronger as Ellie and Seaheart were swept away, separated from Haru. Ellie and Seaheart landed in a village where Ellie saw millions of soldiers on horseback while Haru is missing. Seaheart and Ellie are unfamiliar with the place as they decide to look for Haru. Sometime later, one of the villagers came up to Ellie as he mistaken her for someone else. Meanwhile, Haru ends up trapped in the middle of a battlefield and the soldiers landed right next to him, mistaking him for a citizen. But the enemy spotted the soldier and Haru decided to help him out. He picked up a sword and thrust right through the enemy. They find a place to hide, and then Haru finds out that the soldier he rescued turned out to be Shiba, but younger. Haru was happy to see him, but Shiba doesn't know who he is. Haru learned from him that it's the year 0015, which was 52 years ago. Ellie and Seahart also realize that they are in the past after learning that Reisha is alive, according to the man that mistaken Ellie for her, and saw the city of Syphonia. Haru freaks out after learning what time period he is at, and young Shiba is having trouble what he's saying, believing that he's lost his mind. But then Haru heard Shiba mention the word Syphonia, as he now realized that he is in Syphonia in the past. Shiba recalled that he has the same hair color as the king, but Haru's not paying attention because he's still trying to figure out what happened. Shiba thanked Haru for saving him and walked away. Haru was going after him, but then the atmosphere was changing and the area looks different now. Haru saw the sign of the location of Syphonia. Ellie and Seahart experienced the same thing. As it turns out, they fast forward a few days. Seahart explained that there is a time rift and it's recovering itself by fast forwarding, and them being there is what's causing it. Ellie thought of an idea of meeting Reisha in the past, but Seahart told her not to do so because it can alter the timeline if they do anything in the past. So he had Ellie stay behind and not do anything while he looks for Haru. Haru is wandering around the city of Syphonia until he stumbled upon the castle and wanted to meet Reisha and his grandfather. But then these guys notice him and certainly can't stand him because he's got the same hair color as the king. But these guys turned out to be assassins on a mission to kill Reisha. Now we see Reisha have an audience with the king while the four knights notice suspicious people going after Reisha. We see Haru climbing the walls of the castle to see his grandfather. Back in the present time, the old man and leper man were doing some cleaning when the old man noticed a painting of Reisha. They had a conversation about leper man saving Reisha from a group of assassins. Returned to the past, we see in his younger days as he was a scout member of a troop of knights. Later, Haru looks at his grandfather and he also sees Reisha as well. He noticed that she does look like Ellie, but also looks a little different. He then heard some mumbling and heard assassinating Reisha. While patrolling, Robin, the young leper man, noticed Haru up on the castle walls and warned the guards about the intruder. Once Reisha heard that, she brought out a crossbow and was ready to take action. Wow, she's just as feisty as Ellie. Hey, wait a minute, the guards aimed at Haru as he was mistaken for the assassin while the real ones get away. Haru gets shot at, but he disappears before the arrows hit him. Time fast forward again as Haru is found by Seahart and explains to Haru that they time jumped 10 days later. Seahart asks Haru what happened, and once he explained, Seahart realized Haru's mistake caused more trouble in the timeline. So according to history, it was the assassin that got caught and arrested, but because Haru got in the way, the assassins escaped. Now in the church, Reisha was praying but then gets kidnapped by those assassins. Haru realized his mistake after Seahart learned from Haru that the assassins escaped. Now there's a chance that Reisha would die before she creates the stones. Seahart and Haru are rushing to save Reisha while Ellie was founded by a village mistaking her for Reisha. She tried to disguise herself, but it failed as they dragged her away and brought her to Ellie village. Now here's where we get the name Ellie, which turns out to be the name of Reisha's hometown village. Ellie was pushed into a dressing room for her to change for the ceremony. The king came to the village to see Reisha dance along with Deerheart, but one of his troops told him that Reisha has been kidnapped by the enemy. But Deer ordered his men not to inform the king because everybody needs to be at the ceremony. Haru and Seahart find Ellie in the changing room as Seahart asked her where the Rave stones are and she has them in her possession. They are both relieved, which says that Reisha is still alive if the stones are safe. Meanwhile, Reisha being taken away by the members of the Weregrove, Ellie was just told that Reisha had been kidnapped. Now they must figure out where she's at. They do know that she got kidnapped by the members of the Weregrove and plan on taking her to their kingdom, but there are too many routes to choose from, so it'll be difficult to find her. But suddenly Ellie was mentioning fruits and plums. She started mentioning the 3 people that are going west. Seahart was confused as to how Ellie knew that until Haru told him that Reisha's memories flow into Ellie, and now they have a location. Thanks to Ellie, Haru is going to use suffering to get to the road faster, and he only has 3 hours until the ceremony starts where Reisha does her dance. Haru noticed something once he took a look at Ellie after seeing Reisha. He noticed that Reisha looked younger than her. Haru was about to explain more, but Seahart told him to get a move on because they're short on time. Haru sprints away to rescue Reisha, and here's where the volume ends. But what do you guys think of this volume? Do you like it? Dislike it? Please tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, you may subscribe and hit the notification button. and I'll see you all next time.